that better? Okay. Okay. Don't know what happened, but that was kind of crazy. Don't know what's going on, but as long as you can hear me now. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys couldn't hear me from the very start of the stream or whether it was, did I cut out? Blame the aliens? Yeah. And what's up with that? Okay. All right. First of all, welcome Comic Relief Crusader. Welcome DJ Ronnie G. Good to have you guys in. As I was going along here. Okay. Yeah, when you were a teen, you discovered Robotech and liked it. And watching 2002 and Anime Odyssey last year, you began to learn more about the differences. Yeah, there's plenty of differences. I mean, I watched Robotech as a teen as well. And I decided that I needed to see more of that. No sound, right? So anyway, discovered original SDF Macross on Amazon streaming in 21, and oh boy, yeah, they actually redid it with ADV redid Macross. Okay, let's try this again. All right, voice actors Natsuki Hane Aoi Koga to attend Anime Expo. Okay, so Aniplex of America announced on Wednesday its panels for the Anime Expo event. Additionally, Anime Expo announced this week that it will also host a Production IG USA industry panel and host manga artist Shindo L as a guest of honor at the event. Aniplex of America panels will take place on the following dates. Oh, and welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner. Hello, Blaine. Good to see you. Just had a few technical difficulties with my audio, but I think we're all back on track now. You loved it so much you watched it all from Japan all the way to Frontier. Please tell me you didn't skip Frontier. So at Anime Expo, Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic Festival on July 1st at 1:30 p.m. Guests will include voice actor Aoi Koga and producer Tetsuya Ishikawa. Sword Art Online 10th Anniversary Celebration on July 1st at 4:30 p.m. Guests will include voice actors Bryce Papenbrook, Chirami Lee, Cassandra Lee Morris, Michelle Ruff, Kaylee Mills, Brandon Winkler, and Anaris Quinones. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba 3rd Anniversary Celebration on July 2nd at 1 p.m. Guests will include a voice actor Natsuki Hana and producer Yuma Takahashi. Disney Twisted Wonderland panel on July 2nd at 5:30 p.m. Guests will include voice actor Natsuki Hana. Fate Grand Order 5th Anniversary Celebration on July 3rd at 3 p.m. Guests will include second section director Kano Yoshiki. Aniplex of America Industry panel on July 3rd at 5 p.m. Additionally, President of Production IG USA Maki Terashima Furada will host the company's industry panel on July 1st at 6:30 p.m. Other guests of the panel will include founder of Production IG Mitsuhisa Ishikawa. The panel will showcase the anime adaptation of Junji Ito's Uzumaki manga, 2 sequel miniseries from the Fooly Cooly franchise, and Housing Complex C anime. Faku will host a Q&A session with adult manga author Shindo L on July 2nd at 9:30 p.m. Anime Expo also announced on Monday that Crunchyroll will host a Spy Family panel on July 1st at 3 p.m. Guests will include voice actors Alex Organ, Megan Shipman, Natalie Van Sistine, and Anthony Bowling. Oh, there you go. Got some good voice actors coming to Anime Expo. What else we got here? Grammy Awards add video game score soundtrack category. Well, it's about time. I was thinking that anime music doesn't get enough recognition. I mean, they do have those concerts that go around, like Video Games Live. I've managed to attend one of those, and it was pretty darn good. But the Grammy Awards, so we'll see whether they which games they pick that get best soundtrack. Bit of sad news, it looks like. Voice actor, radio host Jim White passes away. The Dallas Morning Newspaper reported on June the 6th that voice actor and radio host Jim White passed away on June 4th of lung cancer. He was 73. White's wife, Vicky Briley White, told the Dallas Morning News that he was diagnosed with lung cancer on April 20th and was hospitalized within the next 10 days. In anime, White voiced Igneel and the narrator in Fairy Tail, starting with the second season, Marco Bellwood in Fairy Gone, Zeke's grandfather in Attack on Titan, the final season, Lao Ji in One Piece, and Ieyasu Tokugawa in Basilisk, the Uka Ninja Scrolls. He also voiced roles in such shows as Kado, The Right Answer, Sarazanmai, Star Blazers 2199, Star Blazers 2202, Black Clover, A Certain Magical Index 3, The Legend of Galactic Heroes Dainu, these, and more. White worked as morning news anchor on KEGL-FM in 1995 and KRLD AM 1080 from 1995 to 2004. He and his wife traveled the world and produced the restaurant show with Jim White radio program. He was nominated for a James Beard Award in 1999 for his radio show. Additionally, he received an Associated Press Broadcasters Award in 1997 and was inducted into the Texas Radio Hall of Fame in 2010. He also had radio experience in Chicago and San Francisco. White also created several food festivals in the Dallas, Texas area, including Savor Dallas and KRLD Restaurant Week, now known as DFW Restaurant Week. Well, that's too bad. A fella, a good voice actor passing on. Tony Bowling. Yeah. Did you hear the news about John Williams? I did not hear the news about John Williams. Has he been diagnosed with something? Here's another one. Voice actor Billy Kametz passes away at 35. Voice actor of Josuke Naofumi revealed stage 4 colon cancer diagnosis in April. Oh, man. The organizers of the GoFundMe campaign for voice actor Billy Kametz revealed on Saturday that Kametz passed away on June 9th of colon cancer. He was 35. He had revealed in late April that he had been diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. He said at the time that he was taking a break from voiceover work and that other voice actors would replace him for current and ongoing roles. He also said at the time he was moving back to Pennsylvania to be with his family. A GoFundMe campaign launched on his behalf a few days after his announcement. The campaign stated the money raised would go toward travel, insurance costs, medical bills not covered by insurance, and everyday life necessities. As of press time, the campaign has earned $175,126 of the original US $150,000 goal. The organizers of the campaign added they will close the campaign on June 14th, stating anything contributed that hadn't already been used for Kametz's treatments would go towards his celebration of life and funeral. Kametz's family will hold a viewing on June 15th and a funeral on June 18th. Kametz's family stated they would also appreciate contributions to the Colon Cancer Coalition in Kametz's honor. Kametz was born on March 22, 1987 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. His obituary stated Kametz had dreamed of becoming an actor since early childhood, and he got his break with Disney as an entertainment staff member on a Disney cruise line. He later played the role of Aladdin in Disneyland's musical spectacular. Kametz's voice roles include Josuke in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, Naofumi in The Rising of the Shield Hero, Gallo in Promare, White Blood Cells in Cells at Work, and Rui in Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yeah, that's crazy. Another voice actor down. I don't like that at all. Oh, John Williams has agreed to do the music for the upcoming anime Ao no Orchestra. Oh, good. He was replaced as the Shield hero's voice. This was wrong. Yeah, no kidding, eh? And at such such a young age, it's just man, oh man. It goes to show if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, really. Nice slurp. Yeah. Well, something was screwing me around. I didn't have audio when I first started, so um, I don't know whether that was interfering. I guess I have to adjust a few things. What do we got here for more news? Rent a Girlfriend Anime Season 2 posts full promo video, theme song artists. That's good. I haven't watched any Rent a Girlfriend. Kadokawa Games cancels development of Metal Max Wild West game. Why would they cancel that? Rag Season 2 is looking fun. Yeah, maybe that should be one I should get into. That's me in 3 years, except he has cancer. Yeah, I mean, yikes. I mean, you gotta... It doesn't matter how old you are. I guess regular checkups is a necessary thing. Kadokawa Games announced on Thursday that it has canceled development on the Metal Max Wild West PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch game. It was slated for a release this year as the latest work in the Metal Max franchise, but Kadokawa Games stated that due to the current development circumstances, as well as other reasons, it has decided to cancel development on the game. Kadokawa Games originally announced the game in 2019 as a sequel to Metal Max Xeno Reborn, but the company delayed the game from an originally planned 2020 release to 2021, and then to 2022 before this cancellation. Relatedly, P-Cube began streaming a launch trailer on Friday for the Metal Max Xeno Reborn game. The game released on Friday in English for PS4, Switch, and PC via Steam. The game released in Japan for PS4 and Switch in September. The game is a remake of the Metal Max Xeno game. NIS America released the Metal Max Xeno game for PS4 in North America and Europe in September 2018. Kadokawa Games released the game for PS4 and PlayStation Vita in Japan in April 2018. The first Metal Max post-apocalyptic role-playing game debuted in 1991, followed by Metal Max 2 in 1993. Atlas released one of the franchise installments, Metal Saga, in North America in 2006, but Metal Max Xeno was the first game with the Metal Max title to launch overseas. A little bit of gaming news there. What did I see here? You want a Body Harvest remake or sequel? Yeah. I mean, it came out for the N64, and from what I understand, I didn't play it, but I couldn't find it. It was supposed to be really good. And now with with what they can do with the graphics and such, I'm sure they can make it tip top. Okay. Yeah, they already. I remember Brandon talking about Gungrave game trailer. Yeah. And he also talked about Castlevania animated series, spin-off series, Castlevania Nocturne. At the time, it felt like GTA, but with bug enemies. Oh, and bug enemies. Speaking of which, if you ever played Jet Force Gemini, that's a very good rare game. Occasionally buy new N64 games, but now I'm motivated because I just did the HDMI. Yeah, the HDMI mod for your N64. That's good stuff. N64 is a small library. I don't know whether they said it was too hard to program for, or they didn't have a lot of third-party developers who wanted to jump on that bandwagon. Let's see. Godzilla Singular Point anime gets novel spin-off on July 26th. Who doesn't like kaiju? Shueisha is listing a novel spin-off for the Godzilla Singular Point anime series. The novel will ship on July 26th, and the series writer To Enjo will pen the novel. The novel will feature a new story centering on the Rodan corpses in the outskirts of Nagisho City in Chiba. Netflix debuted the anime in Japan in March 2021, and the anime later had its television premiere on Tokyo MX, KBS Kyoto, BS11, and Sun TV in April 2021. Every episode premiered on Netflix in Japan before its television broadcast. The anime had 13 episodes. Just a short one. Netflix debuted the anime outside of Japan in June 2021. The story follows the young geniuses Mei Kamino, a female researcher, and Yun Arakawa, a male engineer, as they take on an unprecedented threat with their companions. It's Godzilla. Of course it's going to be a threat. Atsushi Takahashi, the Blue Exorcist movie, Doraemon the movie, Kachikochi Nobita's Great Adventure in the Arctic, Rideback directed the series at Bones and Orange, which collaborated to combine hand-drawn and CG animation styles. Japanese science fiction novelist To Enjo, The Empire of Corpses, supervised and wrote the scripts in his first television project. Kazue Kato, creator of Blue Exorcist manga, drafted the original character designs. Eiji Yamamori, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, The Wind Rises, key animator, designed the kaiju monsters. Satoshi Ishino, Data Live, Excel Saga No. 6, adapted Kazue Kato's original character designs for animation. Yes, Gojira! And I implore everyone, if they can, watch the original Gojira without Raymond Burr cut into it, because it takes on a whole different meaning as to how they understand how Godzilla was created. And he actually dies at the end of the movie. Spoilers. They're almost done season 1. Voice actress, singer Sachika Misawa goes on hiatus due to poor health. And a welcome to Woopa Troopa. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. You haven't watched any Gojira, actually, or any anime unless you count Pokemon. It counts, though. Pokemon counts. It's anime. So what's this say here? Voice actor management agency Stardust Promotion announced on Friday that singer and voice actress Sachika Misawa will go on hiatus for the time being due to being in poor health recently. She also halt updates on her various social media accounts while on hiatus. Misawa made her voice acting career in the Shangri-La anime, voicing the character Yuri Gamagori. Some of her notable roles include Kuro Yuhime, Black Lotus in Excel World, Arisa Mego in A Certain Magical Index, The Miracle of Enmyon, Chitaru Hamatame in Riddle Story of Devil, Rayet Arish in Aldnoah Zero, Sachiko Komasawa in Castletown Dandelion, Mocha Aoba in Danji Dream, Sakura Cosmos Akino in Orasuki, Are You the Only One Who Loves Me? And Sakura Bakushin in Uma Musume Pretty Derby Season 2. In her singing career, she has released 5 singles, 1 album, 2 mini-albums, and 1 compilation album. She has performed theme songs for many of the anime in which she has starred, and also performed character songs for many of the same franchise. Well, she's just, it must just overwork. Sounds like she does a lot of stuff. Hopefully she gets a good rest, and it's nothing too serious. No, One Piece Films Red's new video previews Red Hair Pirates character designs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. One Piece Film Red comes out in August. Oh, and we got One Piece Odyssey game trailer preview characters. This is a game I can't wait to come out now. One Piece Odyssey. I have a PS4, so I'll be able to play it on that. Yeah, I hope it's take it easy and not sleep well. Yeah, I hear you. Once again, if you don't have your health, you really don't have much of anything. There's a 3-part web series that Pokemon is doing about the most recent game they put out. You want to watch that, but you're waiting for the last episode. Oh, yeah. Now, is it just the Pokemon or the trainers, too? Let's see. Okay. That's enough of the news, I think. Smart move. I'm waiting to summertime render to finish airing. So yes. It's nice when you can binge stuff too, because the waiting just kills you. Some humans, it seems, even if just Pokemon, though, there's some great episodes of Pokemon with just the mon. Yeah, I watched what was it, Pikachu's Vacation or something like that. I think it aired the same time as with the first Pokemon movie. It was sort of like just a little half hour, just a little short story. And yes, news is sad this week. I mean, that's not good. Let's hope that next week's news is a little better. But to the main event now. What you all came here for. We'll talk about Macross. I know some of you are Macross veterans and some of you are Macross noobs. But that's okay. It's actually in Japan, it's one of the big two. The other one is Gundam. So these two sort of came along at the same time, and they branched off. Macross is a video game, yes. Macross is a video game. Bring it on, Macross Daddy. Well, I'll do my best to inform you and, try not to give too many spoilers away. And hopefully this is what occurred first was the series, the television series. So there's 36 episodes. And yes, so they kind of branched off. Gundam went one direction and Macross went another direction. And so to sum it up, it's because this was made in 1982, it's all hand-drawn animation. And so they looked ahead to the future, which to them is in 1999, a giant aircraft crashes on South Ataria Island. And humanity proceeds to attempt to rebuild this marvel, but political conflicts centered around the Macross result in a global war. So after 10 years, the unification wars are finally over. The new Earth United Nations government is in power and work on the Macross is complete. So it's 2009. On the day of the launching ceremony, its main cannon fires on its own, destroying an alien spacecraft. This fateful day marks the beginning of the war between the humans on the Macross and the Zentradi, a race of humanoid aliens of giant proportions. So yes, the aliens they're fighting are quite huge, which is the reason why they developed their Valkyries. Those are giant transformable mecha that can go from a jet to a jet robot hybrid and then just into a robot form. Murray Ligma. No, that's Mariajima. So they have to protect the Earth, and they do that by launching and then activating a space fold generator, which sends them from Earth out near Pluto. So it's a bit of a mistake. They travel way further that way than they intended, and now they were going to head back towards Earth because the aliens don't want to destroy the Macross. They want to capture it. So, and then a lot of the signature, what do you call it? When they have their, it's what makes it the series, a Macross series. They have, first of all, a love triangle, transforming mecha, an idol singer, and the aliens they have to deal with. So if you're ever going to watch any Macross, it should have those things. It should have a love triangle, it'll have an idol singer, and it will have aliens. Do they have Opie? I'd say that there are some well endowed. They're not too bouncy, but they definitely are womanly. And that is the television version. But the one that everyone goes to, so you don't have to watch all 36 episodes, is you did make me think on that one. The one that everyone goes to do a quick summary of it is the Macross Do You Remember Love, which came out in 1984. This is just the movie version of the television series. So they compressed everything in the television series into the movie. Yes, Blaine does ask the hard-hitting questions. He asks what people are afraid to ask. But yes, in Do You Remember Love, same thing happens. You have your idol, you have your pilot, you have your love triangle, you have the aliens. And so I'd recommend, if you want to just have a quick synopsis of it, it'll you watch Macross Do You Remember Love. You're basically the Jesse Lee Peterson of anime. As long as you're not the Morton Downey Jr. Yeah. So after this, I believe they came out with a show called Macross 2. Macross 2 Lovers Again. And that one kind of veered off. It was not made by the original studios. It didn't have all the things that make Macross series a Macross. Well, almost nothing, but it was way too off the beat there. So the original studio was like, yeah, this is sort of it takes place in a parallel universe, and we kind of don't recognize it. The timeline between Macross releases and the Robotech hybrid we got originally. Everything still happens in their universe in 1999. The ship crashes, and then in 2009, they launch. In 2012, in the Macross version or the Japanese version, that's when the story ends for them. But the way they did it in Robotech, they kept going with like the Robotech Masters, and then what's that? New Generation. And those were completely unrelated. Oh, the actual anime releases. Okay. Yeah, so Macross original was 82, 83, and Robotech was 85. And then Macross 2, not Macross 2, Do You Remember Love came out in 1984. And then in 1986, Robotech 2, The Sentinels came out, and I believe that was only 3 episodes long. But it was Carl Masek trying to do like a continuation of it, but they only got 3 episodes out. So yeah, Macross 2 Lovers Again, not my favorite. I definitely wait and either watch. Oh, actually, after that came Flashback 2012. This is 1 episode. It's 30 minutes long, and it was released in 1987. It's Min-May's farewell concert in 2012. And they had yeah, it exists. Yeah. The Flashback 2012 is good. It's almost like a bunch of music videos put together with unused footage from the Macross TV show and Macross Do You Remember Love? So they kind of put that all together and made it sort of a music video. And it kind of explains it goes along that it shows them leaving Earth to search for new places to live. So it's kind of closure, I guess you could say. But I'm always hoping that they don't close out the whole story on the original characters. Yeah, so that's Flashback 2012. After that, I believe it was Macross 7. Macross 7. There it is. And Macross 7 and Macross Plus came out in the same year, 1994. So we had to wait quite a while. I think Macross 2 had come out in 1992, but it disappointed. So we got Macross 7. And like anything else, it's the TV series, and they have movies which can be, an alternative telling, but it will compress all the television series into one big block. You need more Macross fixes? Yeah, don't we all? This is the 40th anniversary, and they need to do something. They need to do something to get us all excited for it. They got to bring out a new show. Now that Harmony Gold and all the Tatsunoko and those guys have settled their differences about who owns the copyright for what, they can start, or they should start, getting that stuff out here. Like it's just a money-making machine ready to be started up, as far as I can see. Macross 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. So Macross 7 has some of the original characters from Macross, like Maximilian Genus and his wife Miria, as the head. He's the captain of the Macross 7, and she's the mayor of City 7. And their daughter is in a band. It's a band called Firebomber. It's got Neki Basara in it, who's the main character, who thinks that when aliens attack, you fly out there and you play music, and that will make them not want to attack you, but they do anyway. So he's kind of annoying to start off with, like him doing that, getting in the way of the military. They're trying to deal with this, and all he can figure is giving them a concert. They do make cool models and interesting figures, like the transforming figures. I mean, even Transformers, back in the day, they had a Jetfire, but all it was a reskinned Valkyrie from Macross. And that was cool. You could transform it from plane to robot. Listen to my song. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, DJ Ronnie. Yeah. Listen to my song. That's what he shouts at them. It sounds like they trained him backwards as a joke. Was that a Kung Pao reference? We trained him wrong as a joke. If I were attacked by aliens and they responded by playing a sick guitar riff, I'd just pause and listen. Yeah. These guys don't even do that though. They get angry. So yeah, he likes to put on concerts. Odekirk is the best. Yeah. My wife and I still quote from that sometimes. The old Chosen One. Let's see, what else about Macross 7? I gotta say, the music's pretty darn good. All Macross series, except for number 2, they usually have excellent music. No matter who's doing it, whether it's one idol or a band, you just sit there and you find yourself grooving to it. You just did a whole binge of the Thumb. Oh yeah, Thumb Wars. Yeah. So 7 is good. It's got, if you watch the TV version, it's TV animation, so it's going to be, a lot of repeated scenes and stuff like that, and maybe it's not as good. And I would just like to take the time to welcome the Nerdporial Lifeform. Hello, Nerdporial. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. The better one that you should watch, it's only 4 episodes. It's an OVA. And it's from the 90s, and it's Macross Plus. Macross Plus is pretty damn good. You've got your love triangle. You've got your established idol singer, who is a computer this time. So the The synopsis is: the year is 2040 and the galaxy is flourishing with several colonies of advanced technology. AI is near perfection, and the current top idol is the near complete virtuoid idol Sharon Apple. All that is missing are her actual feelings, which instead are supplied by Myung Fang Long. Sharon's debut concert is on planet Eden, where at the same time fighter pilots Isamu Dyson and Gold Bowman battle over air superiority for the Supernova project. Isamu, Gold, and Myung were once childhood friends, but after an accident 7 years ago, they went their own separate ways. With Myung back in the picture, the old disputes are once again awakened, and when an unstable and illegal AI technique is installed in Sharon, the situation is worsened. Like the batter at the beginning of the Macross Plus. Yeah, the battle at you can tell right away as soon as you watch the space battle on the very first episode, the very few minutes in, you're like, wow, this is top tier stuff. What do you prefer, the movie or the OVAs for? Well, originally I watched the OVAs first because I'd have to go down to the store and buy them. I think it was like the Virgin Megastore or something where I live. This was back in the 90s, of course. And yeah, I've got 3 dubbed ones and 1 subtitled one, just because that's all they had I could get at the time. But yeah, I think I prefer the OVAs better. I know the movie has a little more opie for Blaine, so that could be something to look forward to. It's worth it. You might have to revisit these. Yeah, it's worth the try, I think. They should be available on DVD, I would think, because it was pretty popular. Well, you can see here. Now, they only give it an average score of 75%, but once again, the music just slaps. Like, you listen to the music and you're like, yeah, this is good stuff. Lots of very techno sounding, especially from Sharon Apple. Guy who not a DJ is here. I want to rewatch LOGH after hearing you talk about LOGH. Oh, Legend of Galactic Heroes. Whoopa's always going to say Pokemon. Your first brush with anime, believe it or not, was the VHS of Unico I rented from the video store. It's like 5. Unico. That does not sound familiar to me. Okay, and after Macross Plus, I'm just trying to remember what came next. There's been quite a bit, so. Yeah, there's been a lot of movies, so Macross 7 Encore, Macross 7 Plus, Macross Dynamite 7. These are all related to Macross 7 because it deals with Fire Bomber. Macross Plus movie was in 1995. Was there that big of a gap between... Unico is a Tezuka story about a baby unicorn spirited away from Mount Olympus and makes a very child-friendly story. Movies came out in the early 80s. Oh, okay. Here I am Friday telling the story of how Guyver OVA was my first child anime, and the guy over here getting to ease into the Care Bears of anime. Not everybody can watch Ninja Scroll as their first anime, right? Yes, Macross 7 has Maximilian Genius as he's the captain of the Macross 7 now, but he was the pilot in the original. They only signed up for Amazon Music so you could get access to those OST without paying an... Yeah, exactly. You get them where you can. Sorts of results by release date. Oh, good. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Macross Plus Movie Edition, yes. Macross 7 Encore, yes. Macross Dynamite 7. Okay, we got... One I haven't seen was the Macross XX. It's just an OVA, one episode of showcase of Macross Verbal Fighters in action. From the VF1 Valkyrie to the YF19 and YF21 is animated in 3D by Gonzo, summer 2002. Okay, 2002 was when Macross Zero came out. This is a prequel to the whole series. And it takes place 1 year before the aliens arrive in the original Macross. Yeah, the final days of the war between the UN Spacey and the anti-UN factions. After being shot down by the anti-UN's newest fighter plane, ace pilot Shin Kudo finds himself on the remote island of Mayan, where technology is almost non-existent. While Shin stays on the island to heal his wounds, the tranquility of the island is shattered by a battle that involves the UN's newest fighter, the VF-0. When I watched this one, it's only 5 episodes long, but I watched it and I was like, it's all right. It's not something I'm gonna really flip out over, but this next one is, though. If you haven't heard by now, or if you haven't know by now, I really enjoyed Macross Frontier. There was a special one episode in the 2007. An expanded version of the first episode that they played in winter 2007, and then in spring 2008 the show kicked into high gear, and the show starts out, it almost starts out like the original Macross. And if you watch the original Macross and you watch this, you'll see there's some similarities. So after being threatened by extinction at the hands of alien invaders called the Zentradi, humanity undertook the task of guaranteeing itself a future by launching fleets of colony ships into space. On Macross Frontier, one such fleet, high school student Saltomi Alto's life is changed forever. The fleet is suddenly attacked by unidentified creatures while he is performing aerial stunts for a concert by the wildly popular idol Cheryl. Alto quickly finds himself in the cockpit of a new model fighter struggling to protect Ranka Lee, a young girl he met only hours earlier, from the invaders' swath of destruction. Noting his performance during the incident, the SMS Skull Squadron private military company invites Alto to join their organization, where he continues protecting his friends and Macross Frontier. Once again, It has Love Triangle. It's got an established idol singer. It's got the new up-and-coming idol singer. It's got Changing Mecha. It's got aliens. It has throwbacks to the other series. You'll have some of the characters listening to Firebomber from Macross 7. It's just, they really did a very good job of crafting this whole world. Yes, I agree with Nerdporial. Macro Zero was boring. You haven't watched 7 Frontier or Delta. 7 I would do by a movie, unless you want to watch 49 episodes. Frontier, obviously, I would watch every single one of the episodes again and again. It's really good. There's a couple of movies as well. Delta, almost got through Delta. I think I left off before the last episode, but it just had okay music, but the character, one of the main characters was just too flat. They didn't do a good job of building him up, doing any character development for him. You'll DM your favorite compilation on YouTube. Plus, for you, Boy Kong Ming this season, it really highlights the way they rap. Ah, you got catching up to do. Yeah, I guess so. Kawamori has been involved in all of the shows, I believe, except Macross 2, which is not that exactly at Nerdportal. Yes, yeah, Macross 2. I don't consider it canon either. Check out Vision of Escaflowne. Yeah, I've seen Vision of Escaflowne, the movie. Frankly, worked at a Nyan Chinese restaurant chain, which I believe was after Minmei's original restaurant. I'd have to look into that, DJ Ronnie, because I wasn't sure what the original restaurant was named. I know it was a Chinese restaurant, though. So yes, it has Popculture Mechanic's recommendation of watch this show. It says 9,579 users have completed it. 7,108 are planning. It got an average score of 76%. I would have given it a bit higher than that, of course, but that's an average. Vision of Escaflowne was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So after Frontier, there was some Frontier movies. The False Songstress. And there's another one too. The Wings of Farewell. Some of these I haven't watched, like Ozma Meets Firebomber, Macross FB7. And here's Macross Delta, which came out in 2016. You need to finish Yu Yu Hakusho. I have 14 episodes left. Oh, so close. Yu Yu's so fun. Best tournament arcs. Macross Delta is set in the year 2067, 8 years after the events of the latest Macross TV series, Macross Frontier. It focuses on Valkyrie, a team of talented idols, and the Delta Squadron, a team of experienced Valkyrie pilots, as they battle against the VAR syndrome, mysterious phenomena that is consuming the galaxy. There's also the mysterious Aerial Knights, Valkyrie fighter team of the Kingdom of Wind. Yeah, Macross Triangle. It's a love triangle. Every show has to have one. Yeah, the main character, the main male character, Hayate Immelman, just he's too much of a slacker for me. Just can't support the guy. And it also has Mirage Farina Genius, which is, I think that's a granddaughter of the character from the original Macross series. Kids these days, you kids, you don't know. So that's Macross Delta. So it's an average one, I would say, if you want to watch it. It just didn't grab me like some of the other ones did. We got some Macross Delta movies. Gekijo no Valkyrie. Yeah. I'm Grandpa! I'm gonna scream at a cloud! What else we got? Macross Delta. Just one episode. Fall 2021. So last year, Macross Frontier Toki no Mikyu, new theatrical short. Released alongside the movie Macross Delta Zeta. Okay, so they released that with Macross Delta Zeta Live. And that is how far along we've come. Fall 2021 for the last Macross movie, which was Macross Delta. Valkyrie and Delta Flight used music to save people from the VAR syndrome, a previously unknown disease that made humans and others go berserk. However, they find themselves facing a new threat. It's always a new threat. One episode, 2 hours. So yes, that is it. I would just say that if you haven't seen Macross, make some time to see it. If you don't want to watch all the television episodes, just do a movie. That shouldn't take too long, and it'll kind of compress everything into a nice, neat package. Enjoy the music. I myself have bought several CDs, and enjoy the music a lot. The toys are out there. Always look for good Valkyrie toys. I know they compete with Gundam, but I mean, you're bound to find some out there. Smash Delight. Yeah, thanks, Whoopa. Please feel free, everybody. Just smack the like button. And yes, good toys are good toys. I have collected my fair share of figures over the years. I still want a larger Macross ship, like the Super Dimensional Fortress, the Macross ship. I have a small one. It's about, I think, 5 inches high, but I would definitely like to get something that's in the 16 to 18 inch range. I already have a space battleship Yamato, and that thing makes noises and it plays music, and it cost me an arm and a leg, but I finally found it. I was trying to find that thing or at least find one that's reasonably priced for almost 25 years, so I got it now. So, and yeah, hopefully this is piqued you guys' interest in the Macross franchise, if it hasn't been already, or brought back some fond memories of when you had first seen it, or when you realized this wasn't the same old shows you watch on television. That's what happened to me when I saw it as Robotech in 1985. It struck me as, hold on, this isn't talking down to me. And welcome to Brandon the Anime Guy. Nice, glad to see you show up. It's good to have you. But yeah, when I watched Robotech, it did not talk down to me. I was 12 years old, and I'm like, hey, I'm not being talked to like a baby. And look, characters are dying, and it's just like, this is better than anything I've seen so far that's been aimed at that demographic. So as the years went on, I grew up, I never forgot about it, and I started collecting more of it. So go out to the old video store, keep buying them, buying the VHSs, building up the old collection. And then I happened to be perusing an issue of Anime America, and I saw that they were having a Robotech convention in Anaheim, California. And I'm like, you know what? I'm 23. I better go out and see if I can get down there. And sure enough, I booked my holidays, and I was able to spend, I think it was 10 days. I think I spent 10 days in Anaheim. 3 days at the convention, and the rest of the time I spent at Disneyland. But the convention was good. I got to meet Carl Masek, the guy that pulled it all together, and I got to meet the voice actors. And they had a little, even the woman who did the voice of Lin Min May, her name is Reba West. She did a concert where she sang the songs for us. And all the Robotech nerds were there, and we had a good time. So yeah, that was actually one of my very first convention that I attended. I managed to stock up on more VHSs, and I think I got some figurines. So yeah. No, it's pretty amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. Get out there and find what you like, and then share it with everyone else and people that have similar interests. All come together in fellowship. And we enjoy our anime, and that's why you guys are here. Yeah, that's one of the biggest series I think I've ever, aside from One Piece. Macross, for me, is like one of the biggest series I've been able to keep up with over all these years. 40 years. It's been 40 years. They better do something for this celebration. Although I don't know if the Japanese do the celebrations for years that end in a 0. I thought for them it was mostly ones that end in a 5. Maybe Blaine can clear that up for me. I'm not sure. It is hard to believe 40 years have gone by. You never heard of that? Whether they do celebrations that end in a 5 instead of a 0? I hope I'm wrong, because I want them to do a celebration. Definitely want to see a new version, a new storyline and everything like that, and new music. I've seen both, eh? Okay, well that's good. That's this. That's this. That's for this one. Just wanted to show you what I'm currently trying to get through right now. Is a show called The Mighty Orbots. This is from 1984, but it only went from September to December, so not very long. It's 13 episodes. It is animated and produced by Tokyo Movie Shinsha. So it was made for the American audience. So it's kind of toned down, I think, as far as being for kids. But the animation on the very first 2 episodes, if you watch this, there's so much movement and so much rotational views going on that I think whoever was paid them to do this was like, you can tone it down a bit for the rest of the show. You don't have to be so have so much going on, because the episodes after that weren't as dynamic, I find. I'm just making my way through it. I'm on episode 8 now, so it's pretty good. They combine all together. They form a giant robot. They take on an evil computer called Umbra. And it's got the guy that does the voice of the Quick Rabbit. If you ever listen to the Nestle Quick commercials with the bunny there, that voice is the voice of the main character, whose name is Rob Simmons. And he's the leader of the Orbots. And he built all of them so that they can help maintain peace in the galaxy. So there's a little show for you to try out if you're so inclined. It doesn't get a very high score, maybe because it's not so aimed at an older demographic. But yes, The Mighty Orbots. A good show. Good show from my childhood. Well, been going for quite a while now. I think I've expressed my my love and affection for Macross. I hope it brought back some good memories for everybody. Just want to thank you all for coming out here. Just a nice way to spend a lazy Sunday morning. Just chatting about things that we like. Yeah, the Orbots, yeah. Well, just wrap it up here. Please make sure you guys, if you haven't, slap that like button. It helps me out. Have intrigued you? Not sure it'll outdo Iron-Blooded Orphans. It might. It may not. And it's, it's not like a competition or anything, but it's like just something enjoyable to sit down and watch. I'm definitely going to try to get through Iron-Blooded Orphans. and I can sort of make my comparisons then. So yes, I appreciate everybody coming by. It's nice to see everybody come out. You know, Woopa Troopa, Nerdporeal Lifeform, Comic Relief Crusader, Blaine, Brandon even. It's great to see you stop in. You can watch Frontier as self-contained for sure. There's nothing there's little Easter eggs that will other fans of the original and such will see and be like, ah, yeah. But other than that, it won't affect any way if you haven't seen what's come before. And yeah, anybody else tuning in, check out all these other guys' YouTube channels. One guy said he hated Planet Dance so much. He trolled him on that. Yeah, that's pretty funny. And somebody doesn't like something and you just give them a little nudge. Nothing wrong with poking the bear as long as it doesn't turn on you. So yeah, make sure if you're watching this and you want to check out Brandon the Anime Guy or Blaine's Escape Corner, check out Woopa Troopa, check out the Comic Relief Crusader, pay a visit to DJ Ronnie G, all those guys. They have good content and they have good channels, and I can speak from experience as I've tuned in myself to watch these fellas. And tune in. I'm pretty sure. Did I say Nerdporeal? Tune into Nerdporeal because he's got good content too. So yeah, I think that's it for today, everyone. I appreciate you coming out, and I will see you all next week for another edition of Sunday Anime Chat with me, Popculture Mechanic. Until then, to everyone, take care.